We are raised to believe that being nice is the ultimate currency. Treat others how you want to be treated. Kill them with kindness. It sounds great on a poster, right? But here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody tells you. You can be too friendly. And when you are, you don't just become a nice person. You actually become a magnet for stress, burnout, and even disrespect. Think about it. Have you ever said yes to a plan you hated, stayed in a conversation that drained you, or felt like you were giving 100% to people who only gave you 10% back? If that sounds familiar, you aren't weak, you're human. But today, we are going to break down the psychology behind why being too nice becomes a problem. 1. The erosion of respect. Psychologically, humans are wired to value things that are scarce. When you are always available, always smiling, and always agreeing, you become common. If you give your approval away for free, people stop valuing it. It's called the scarcity principle. If you're too easy to impress, people assume your opinion is cheap. They start to see your friendliness not as a gift, but as a baseline expectation. And when you don't meet that expectation, you're the bad guy. 2. The mask of inauthenticity. Here is a fascinating study. Psychologists found that people who suppress their negative emotions, always smiling, never showing frustration, are actually perceived as less trustworthy. Why? Because we know, subconsciously, that nobody is happy all the time. If you are acting overly agreeable, people feel like they don't know the real you. It creates a barrier. Instead of thinking, they're so nice, people think, what are they really thinking? It pushes people away rather than attracting them. 3. The empathy drain. Think of your willpower and emotional energy like a battery. Every time you listen to a friend vent or you bite your tongue to avoid an argument, you are draining that battery. When you are too nice, you take on other people's emotional baggage to keep the peace. But here's the danger. You pour so much energy into regulating other people's feelings that you have none left to manage your own. This leads to burnout, anxiety, and eventually resentment. You become so focused on being nice that you forget to be kind to yourself. 4. The conflict avoidance cycle. This is the big one. If your default setting is nice, you will do anything to avoid a disagreement. You let comments slide, you allow boundaries to be crossed, and you accept poor treatment just to keep the vibe good. Psychologically, this actually makes the other person feel unsafe. Healthy relationships require friction. When you don't state your needs, you create a false self. You aren't giving the other person a chance to actually meet your needs. You're lying by omission to make them feel comfortable. And when you finally snap, which you will, the blow-up is usually much worse than the original disagreement would have been. 5. The attraction of the takers. There is a rule in social psychology: givers attract takers. When you broadcast that you are a people pleaser, you are sending a signal to the universe. Narcissistic or manipulative individuals are highly skilled at sniffing out people who have weak boundaries. You become an easy target because they know you won't say no. Your too nice sign is basically an invitation for people to walk all over you because they know you will apologize for them stepping on your toes. Being kind is like a balanced meal. It might be hard to set that boundary. It might feel uncomfortable to say no, but in the long run, it builds healthy, sustainable relationships. It attracts people who respect you, not people who use you. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to be in a bad mood. Those things don't make you a bad person. They make you a real person. If this video gave you a little aha moment, hit that like button. It helps more people realize they aren't alone. Also, I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever had to set a hard boundary to stop being the nice guy? Let me know your story. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss our next video on mastering your mindset. We'll see you in the next one.